Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tony, this is Gizmo. He has decided to come and join my recording here. I am playing Super Mario World and doing story times. And today I am going to talk about the Disney trips that the kids and I have gone on. And, I don't know, tell some, I guess, fun stories of those. Maybe some things that have happened, if I can really come up with anything. This one I didn't really write down. It was something that my nephew had suggested. And at the time I was like, well, no, because that's not going to be very long. But then I realized I've gone on enough trips now that I'm sure that I can make a video of, talking about all the trips. Not just, one story from one trip. So I'll start with our very first trip. Our very first trip, we went when my kids were 12, 8, and 4. And I, no joke, started planning this trip when my youngest child was a newborn baby, basically. Like, I planned this trip for pretty much the entirety of his childhood. I decided that I wanted to take him when he was 4 because I felt like that was the best time for him behavior-wise and sorry, I'm just going to say 1,000 times just for fun. Behavior-wise and like for him to remember. Which I don't think I remember as much of it, but whatever. We decided to go for 8 days. We stayed at Port Orleans Riverside Resort, and we did Magic Kingdom 2 days and all the other parks 1 day, and then we did a rest day also, where we just like went to Disney Springs and stuff. And it was lots and lots of fun. It was a great time. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so now I'm going to do the secret in this one. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. Oh, really? I didn't realize it. Okay, well, whatever. At least I beat that level. Yoanyway, so that trip was fun. It was tons of fun. We took my daughter, my youngest son and my daughter. We did the Bippity Boppity Boutique with them. We went and ate in Cinderella's castle. We went on tons of different rides. I mean, it was tons and tons of fun. It was a really, really good trip. Driving there was actually lots of fun. Like, you wouldn't think that driving to Disney World would be, or to Florida would be fun with 3 small kids, but it really was. We had a blast. Like, we rented a car. It was a really nice car. I had satellite radio, which now, of course, we have satellite radio in just our regular daily minivan that we drive, or that I drive. There is no we. But, at the time, satellite radio was not something that we regularly had in our vehicles. So it was really, really cool for us. We stopped at every, rest stop so my husband could smoke. Oh. Whoops. And, we ended up, stopping at, the welcome sign, the welcome centers for every state as well. And it was lots of fun. We had a great time. But our plan had been originally to take the coast back home. I wanted to see the ocean. And by the time the trip was over, we were so exhausted, and my husband was cranky, and we ended up not doing that. And I definitely regret that. I really wish that we would have ended up being able to do that, but we couldn't. But we had a great time. But I don't really think anything super eventful happened. I do remember one notable thing for me was there was a day that we had a pre-park dining reservation, which just means that you get to go in before the park officially opens to everyone. So the whole reason that I even made that, it was at Be Our Guest, which is in Beast Castle from Beauty and the Beast. And I made a breakfast reservation. And the reason that I did that is because I wanted us to be able to get pictures of the castle with no people there. And I mean, it turned out to be good. We had fun. It was good breakfast and everything. I'm glad that we did that one as well. But we had to get up, not crazy early. It's not like we got up at like 4 a.m. But my husband is not one of those people who does well with not getting a nap during the day. Never has been. My ex-husband. And so by midday, he was having a full-blown adult tantrum because he was tired. So, he started getting all mad, and we also had my daughter's Bippity Boppity Boutique reservation that same day. Or no, wait. No, it was not Be Our Guest. We did Be Our Guest for lunch. We had pre-park at Cinderella's Royal Table. We had breakfast in the castle. And that's what it was. We had the Bippity Boppity Boutique reservation early. And then we had to go to Cinderella's Royal Table afterwards for breakfast. And so by the time we were done with all of that, we had a fast pass to meet the princesses at Princess Fairy Tale Hall. And my husband was not happy about that because that was a early morning, he was tired, he was cranky, he was throwing a fit. And so I ended up telling him that he could go back to the hotel, take a nap, lay in the air conditioning, chill out. The kids and I would do our fast passes that we had, for the few things that we had lined up. And then we were going to be taking a break anyway to go swim, because we always take midday breaks and go swim. And so since we were going to be coming back to the hotel anyway, when he woke up, he could text us. And if if we were on our way back to the resort, he could just wait for us and we would all go swimming. And if we were still in the parks, he could, come and meet us again. No big deal. And the kids and I had so much fun. Like, we saw a stage show, we went and did our fast passes, we went on rides. Like, we had a great time, and it was so easy to just, have my kids, without any help from my husband. So that was actually what made me realize that I could very easily take my kids on vacation by myself. Which I don't know why I ever even doubted myself to begin with, because I have always done everything by myself with my kids. I've taken them to carnivals, I've taken them to fireworks shows, I've taken them to concerts, I've taken them to the grocery store, to the doctors, to every school event. Like, my husband never went to any of this kind of stuff. So I don't know why I thought that I wasn't going to be able to go on vacation without him. But, so that, that was a telling moment then. That was when I realized that even if my husband didn't want to go somewhere with us, like a vacation like that, I could just bring my kids myself. No big deal. So then the next trip was the surprise one. I already told that story in the story of how a broken arm almost ruined my Disney surprise. Basically, not really. Obviously, it's not my kid's fault that he broke his arm. But I definitely almost had to. I really considered telling them about the surprise because I don't know. It was stressful. But anyway, that trip was super fun. A notable thing with that trip was that, well, first of all, surprise, and I learned that my daughter absolutely hates surprises. She was so stressed that whole trip because I had told the kids that I was taking them to the orthodontist for braces. And weirdly, my weird kids were excited about that. And then, of course, we get to the airport and they find out that we're not going to the orthodontist at all and we're going to Florida. And the boys were crazy excited, and my daughter was stressed because she didn't know that she was going to have a week off school. She didn't know that we were going. I packed for her, and she's not the type of kid that likes surprises where she has absolutely no warning and no preparation. So now, she will always know. Even if I decide to surprise her brothers, she will always know. But my kids had said that they wanted to go on the Tower of Terror. That was what Lucas wanted to do. And it was on his actual birthday. We did Hollywood Studios on his birthday because Fantasmic, and you could also meet Sorcerer Mickey at Hollywood Studios, and those were his favorites at the time. And he really wanted to go on the Tower of Terror. So I said, okay. We also did Jedi Training. I actually think that video is still up on this channel. It's my most viewed video ever, is the Jedi Training video. I kept that one up because it is, it's literally just the entirety of the Jedi Training experience, which I don't know if they still have that at Hollywood Studios. I don't know if they're still offering that. But if they are, it's very, very, very worth it, in my opinion. It doesn't cost any money either. You just sign up for it. And everybody had told me that if you don't sign up first thing the minute you enter the park, like 7 a.m., you'll never get in, but we walked up there like 2 p.m. and got in no problem for the evening one. But anyway, the kids wanted to do Tower of Terror. I was absolutely fine with it. Lucas was super excited. I think my daughter was super excited, and my oldest son was very, very, very nervous. And turns out Lucas and I hated it. Like, Lucas cried. I vowed to never go on that ride ever again. I hate it with a passion. And my older two loved it. So that was pretty funny. But we haven't gone on it since. I think the older ones decided that although it was fun in the moment, it's not really their favorite and not really something that they are desperate to do every single time we go to Disney. And then the next trip that we went on, we brought along my daughter's friend, and that one was fun. We had a good time at that trip. We stayed at the Contemporary Resort for that trip. I don't know if I said it, the first trip we stayed at Port Orleans Riverside, which is an absolutely gorgeous resort. And then the second trip was the All-Star Movies, which we stayed in for my son because he loves Sorcerer Mickey and at the Sorcerer Mickey pool. And since it was for his birthday, that's what we did. And then then we stayed at the Contemporary, which is, we love that one because we all love Chef Mickey's. And so that one was a really nice one to stay in. And then we, sorry, I'm really trying not to die here. Oh my gosh, of course I'm going to die now. I absolutely loved that resort. That trip was fun, but we discovered on that trip that maybe it's not the best to bring other people with us because our family likes to do things a certain way. And this other person who came with us basically just wanted to spend all of her time in her room, like in the hotel room, texting her friend, or like her crush or whatever it was, and didn't really want to, like, I don't know, kind of complained a lot, but I mean, it was still fun. We had a fun time, the kids and I, and I think that this other child had a fun time. I honestly don't know because we got back from this trip and that was it. I don't think we really ever saw her again. I'm not even sure if I got a thank you, but that's okay. You know, she's just a teenage girl, so, you know. I don't regret bringing her. I thought it was fun. I thought we had a good time, and I'm really glad that she got to go. So that's really all that matters, is that she got to go. She had a fun time, I'm assuming. I've never heard otherwise. And my kids and I had a fun time. Whoopsie. So that trip, I don't think really anything super notable happened on that trip. And then this most recent trip that we went on, we stayed at the Polynesian Resort. This one was so much fun. I genuinely think that it might have been the best trip that we've ever been even though it seemed like it was crowded when we were in the parks, we got on more rides than we have ever been able to get on. It seemed like the lines were almost non-existent. Like, we got to go on all these rides that we never like got to go on. And this was actually the first trip that we ever went on that we didn't do the dining plan because the dining plan wasn't available, because this most recent trip was in 2021. And like, you still had to wear masks and stuff, and the kids and I were fully vaccinated. But you still had to wear masks, but it really wasn't a big deal to wear masks. Like, we don't care about wearing masks. So that was no big deal. But we actually, like, I brought a lot of money for like dining, and honestly, I was shocked by how like little we actually ended up needing, like money wise. So I don't know, it was a really, really great trip, and then we're hoping to go again sometime. So anyway, I'm gonna end this here, because at least I have a save point, and that's it. Thank you guys very much for watching. This is like it for my recording for this like session or whatever. So I don't know if there'll be a gap between this video that you're watching and the next one that comes up. Maybe a few days, maybe a week. Maybe there won't be a gap at all. It depends on when I'm able to record next. But I appreciate you guys watching this, and let me know what you think of these story times. If there's any sort of thing that maybe I've mentioned that you want more details about. Like a story that I've told that you're like, that's cool, can you tell me more about that particular story because you glossed over, you know, or anything like that. Or if there's anything that you think that maybe might have happened that you might want to hear about, or just whatever. Follow my socials, Instagram, Twitter, and what is it called? Oh, TikTok. I'm on there, and I don't post on any of them very often, but you can follow them anyway. Turn on my notifications if you haven't already. I'm looking at you, nephew. Turn them on. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.